Thank my colleague from New Jersey and my colleague from Delaware for working together on this issue. I rise today, Madam President, once again to speak in defense of Special Counsel Robert Mueller and to speak of the importance of the investigation he is leading into the attacks on our electoral system during the lead up to the 2016 election. One wouldn't expect that such an investigation would be controversial, but somehow it warranted a tweet from the President earlier this week, one of several tweets, calling Special Counsel Mueller a, quote, conflicted prosecutor gone rogue, and claiming that the, quote, $30 million witch hunt is doing nothing but ruin lives. To be clear, this is the same investigation that brought indictments for more than a dozen Russian nationalists for attempting to influence the 2016 election. Why shouldn't we be up in arms about that? Why does that warrant a tweet from the President, many tweets, trying to go after the special counsel? The findings of the investigation are too important for our national security and well-being of democratic institutions to be halted or watered down. Mr. Mueller must be able to preserve the work he has done, and by completing this very thorough investigation, and for his findings to be made public. This legislation has been proposed to ensure this outcome. S. 2624, the Special Counsel Independence and Integrity Act, serves one purpose. That is to protect the integrity of the Special Counsel's investigation and to prevent the executive branch from inappropriately interfering in an independent investigation in the future. This legislation passed out of the Judiciary Committee in a bipartisan manner nearly 8 months ago. It's been awaiting action on the Senate floor ever since. It passed on May 26th. Since that time, the Judiciary Committee's been busy, and we've been busy here on the Senate floor. We've processed more than 50 judges and passed them here on the Senate floor. That's a good thing, but the priority needs to be now to protect the special counsel. My colleagues have said that this legislation is not necessary. Some of my colleagues, as there hasn't been any indication that Mr. Mueller will be removed from office. But with the President tweeting on a regular basis, a daily basis, that the special counsel is conflicted, that he is leading so-called 12 angry Democrats and demeaning and ridiculing him in every way, to be so sanguine about the chances of him being fired is folly for us, I believe. We've already seen the forced resignation of the Attorney General a day after the election. It's clear, therefore, that something has to be done to protect Mr. Mueller's investigation. And let me just say, it wasn't just that the Attorney General was fired. It's that the investigation, or an oversight for the investigation, was taken from the Deputy Attorney General, where it properly belonged and where it sat before. It was taken from him and given to somebody who is in an acting capacity, somebody who has not been confirmed by the Senate. Should we here in the Senate be okay with that? I would argue no, we can't be. That's why a few weeks ago, my colleague from New Jersey and my colleague from Delaware came to the Senate floor to ask unanimous consent to bring this bill to the floor. After our efforts were blocked by an objection, we promised to come to the floor again and again. That's why we're here today. We'll continue to do so until this vital investigation is completed. And so, Madam President, I ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of calendar number 393, S2644. I further ask that the committee reported substitute be agreed to, the bill as amended be considered, read a third time and passed, that the motions to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table.